Welcome back to the stream. Let me quickly check if the audio is here. Maybe a little bit louder music, and that will work. Something like that. All right, welcome back to the stream. Today, what we're gonna be doing actually is something interesting. So I know that I streamed a couple of times, and we were recording how I'm working on the main application on the Biksie app. A lot of things have changed from the idea itself and what we're gonna be working towards. It's still the habit tracking application, but it's different type of. So the habit tracking still gonna exist in the application. Momentum rolling windows still gonna exist in app, but it's gonna be specifically added to the habit itself rather than just be floating in the profile screen. Later on, we're gonna go through the new changes and what we are pivoting towards to. We're gonna figure out why I decided to do that, and it kind of was an idea to do it eventually, but I think sooner is better than later. So let's start our stream. Obviously we're starting with our favorite game, GeoGuessr. I got premium subscription, so I can play more than once. We're gonna try to play at least for half an hour or so, and then we're gonna go through the stream and figure out what changes we'll be making to the Biksie app itself. I'm super excited about these changes, and actually these changes are from my very first application that I ever made, and when I had like an idea to make an app, that was the idea, and we essentially going back to the same app because I still cannot find it anywhere, and I think it's gonna be really interesting to work on. And these changes actually coming from the fact that I met with my friend, and he was talking about how passionate he is about making his own application. And then I started thinking, well, I'm kind of not passionate about mine because it's just shitty habit tracking application, and there is fuck ton of them all over the app store. So, and I always was thinking whenever I'm gonna make some application, I wanna be excited, but then I start thinking about how to make money, then start getting into the markets, trying to figure out the advantage for the application. But all the time I'm going away from making something different and something unique that I would actually enjoy making. And it's all the time going towards, analytics, tracking, figure out how to attract users rather than actually focusing on animations, on some unique controls within the app. And that annoys me. And this is why we are pivoting towards something different. We are pivoting towards something that I would actually like and enjoy making. So let's get started. Let's play a couple of matches of GeoGuessr, and let's see how it goes. I do not know how to start. Let me check. Classic maps. Why there is no just like a symbol button of let's start playing? Should I do maybe I should do the ranked match. But then in ranked match, they just like beating the shit out of me all the time. Okay, just let's do this. Suggested for you. Ready to take on a challenge? Wars waiting for you. Vault. So what I can can select Mars or something. Single challenge, play along. Let's do a couple of normal games, and then maybe we're gonna jump into some ranked games. Let's see how it goes, because I think they're just gonna beat the shit out of me. Let's allow moving. No time limit. Can I just play? Let's just go to the ranked duels, okay? It's gonna be easier. Duels. Let's go with competition, team duels. Let's just do duels. Stone season has started. Stone season. Oof. Well, I play like 3 games to be placed in a division. Okay, let's do that. Let's go. Straight away I can say that this is either Greece or Africa, because it's dry AF. What is this? Okay, it looks a little bit richer than where could it be? Where could it be? It's probably Africa. I cannot tell from trees. Like, that would be so helpful right now. That just like drop me in the bush and like I supposed to know. Come on, and the map. I think it's gonna be Africa. What do we have here? Hey. Let's do somewhere, I guess, here. Yay! Gibraltar, obviously no. That's an easy game. This looks like Australia, to be honest. Come on, give me a plate number. Give me a plate number. No! Where are you driving? Actually, I have no idea how, but they're not driving on the right side. It's gonna be USA? Could be actually USA. Come on, I need another plate number. At least we won first round, so at least that we already ahead, so we can mess this up, but we cannot mess a lot though. This is definitely not USA. Ter. What it would be Ter? I have no idea where is this. Dakar. Let's just land somewhere here maybe. Kazakhstan. I would have no idea where is Kazakhstan, to be honest. I mean, I do not know how Kazakhstan looks like from nature. Okay, we are in Asia somewhere. It's probably China, looks China. Let's just not give her a chance. Let's just guess up here. I think it's her. Mute. Can we talk up here in this chat? Can you say something? Yay! What a loser. Doesn't know the map. Let's do this. Another one. Ace. Give me all these rewards. Let's do the second one. This looks like fertilizer. Okay, we are in USA, I think. Just there. Fairway Cafe. Lismore. Lismore, Lismore, Lismore. This looks actually more like Australia. Let me see the drivers. Where are the drivers? Thorpe. It's either USA or Australia. It's Australia. It's Australia. It's gonna be somewhere. It's gonna be near the Sydney, I think. Yay! Actually, I wouldn't know if it's New Zealand. I think like all the time Australia is safer guess than New Zealand. Again, we are in South Africa. Hadre. Mabatske. I think it's South Africa. I kinda already can distinguish. No, it could be anything to be honest. Who speaks French in Africa? I think it's gonna be up here somewhere. Yay! Come on, what you guessed? Nah, come on. That was easier guess. Wait, let's just do Canada somewhere. Okay, this is like an insane guess. Santa Cruz looks like that? No way. No, is she gonna guess again? What's the language? Enterprise Pit, Pine Creek, Goldfields. Oh. The roads are so shitty. It's gonna be somewhere Americas, I think. This could be Australia again. This could be easily Australia. Come on, give me something, give me something. Give me something. A car or something. Building, okay. Okay. Look out. Let's just do Australia. Yay! Easy. Easy. Okay, give me something. Okay, I'm just gonna stop trashing people because they're just gonna drop me somewhere. Strongest India, New Zealand. Okay, we are in Asia. We are in Vietnam, I think. Somewhere here. Thailand. Why I said Vietnam? Let's just guess up here. Okay, I'm closer. Philippines. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to guess that so fast. This is gonna be New Zealand. New Zealand. Let's not give him a chance. It's either New Zealand. I think it's New Zealand, and I guess that by the. Oh no! Oh no! How is closer? I wouldn't have. I didn't know that they drive on the right side. Ooh. This is gonna be somewhere here. Syria, Iraq. Israel. Israel looks like that. Bang. Sarasin Bridge. This is gonna be somewhere in Thailand. There's Thailand. Yay! Is it Thailand? Yes. Whew. That's like pure luck, to be honest. Pure luck. Welcome to the solo league, bronze 1, join division. Why is bronze? Like, come on, I won every single battle. Give you weekly points, after that you earn 15 weekly points for each game you win. Leaderboard is sorted by points. Your first daily win gives you 50 points. Okay? In this division you have moving, no move, game mode available. Whatever. I can actually choose. What is this? Available from Master Division. We still have like 15 minutes to play, so let's do a couple of games. Let's see how it goes. Now I bet I'm gonna lose every single game. Look at this guy. Like, come on, he has already. Oh, I have no idea where it is. It's gonna be Chile or something. It could be Asia somewhere as well. It could be a lot of things. Give me a sign, at least some sign. Come on, a person, a sign, something. I cannot guess from there. Simply from this. The guy gonna know for sure. Okay, but it looks cold. It could be Scotland. Right? It could be Scotland easily. No, but Scotland is way much mossy. Let's do Chile somewhere. Ecuador, how the fuck you would know that? Is it like just a lucky guess? This looks like Canada. Ah, I'm like losing against this guy. Blackwater salmon habitat, please protect Canada 100%, but we're in Canada. A river. He gonna find like some. Yeah? Yeah. I have no idea. This gonna be. What is this? This could be India. They have like these islands. This could be China. This could be India. Oh no. But you see that this road is like definitely not India. How? Like it's just like some pro. Strongest regions, Ukraine for her. How she would know? Elado. Why.com. How would you know? I have no idea where is this. I'm so proud of this lucky guess. This I know where it is. It's gonna be Austria somewhere. Or Switzerland. Let's do it here. Let's not give a chance. Oh, this could be anything, to be honest. It's probably Croatia. Looks like Europe. Yay! That was my guess because I knew that from watercolor I could guess it's either Austria or Switzerland, and I just landed in between. So it would be. This looks like Spain. This is Spain. You can tell from houses. This is Spain, but where is Spain? Spain, 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 Spain. Mountainous Spain. It's probably Ibiza. Ibiza. Oh no, actually, pretty good. Loser. Yay. Look at me. Look at me nailing this. Look at me nailing this game. Like a pro. Oh look, I can get promoted to silver. Well, I need just to beat one person. It's Australia. This could be Australia. Really hard to guess this one. Signs? Any signs? We either shoot for New Zealand or Australia if he guesses first. I don't see the driver. This could be. I thought that it's like a little bit weird for Australia from cars. I don't know, like I have this image that Australians all the time driving more of European cars rather than. What the fuck, where is this? Sign? This could be. Come on, move. Where's the sign? Paiva. Ponte de Madeira. This could be like Ecuador or something. Let's do Ecuador because every single time I thought it's Chile, it was Ecuador. Alright, not bad, not bad. This for me, I still, this is France. Well built for well living cassis. Is it UK? That doesn't look like UK. It's gonna be this Gibraltar. Compass Nexa. Yeah, it's gonna be up here. There's this Gibraltar. Because it's Spanish plus French. Or English and French. Porto. Okay, that's wild. Why like it's in English and oh, it wasn't French. This looks like Canada. Could it be Europe somewhere? Come on, give me plate numbers. This is gonna be Canada. It's too flat. It could be Ecuador or Chile or something like that. Let's just shoot Canada somewhere up here. Okay, I was like, no way I would guess that. It's like impossible. It's like legit impossible to guess this for me. It's probably I never in my life seen that place on the map. How does it look like? The bottom of the Argentina. It's gonna be Canada. It could be Russia somewhere. No, it's gonna be Canada. It's gonna be Alaska somewhere. Is he gonna beat me? Huh? Okay, I need to check how Argentina looks like because for me it's like impossible. This looks like Europe, but where in Europe? This looks very much like Europe. Keep out residential area. It's gonna be UK. Could be America as well. Could be USA. But from water and containers looks like UK. Let's just shoot UK and give them less time to think. Poland. Okay, but this is I guessed it pretty much accurately, either USA or UK. This is gonna be Latin America, no? Come on, Latin America, they don't drive such cars. They do, maybe they do, maybe they do. Oh, this could be actually Portugal. Monastir. Oh, this is gonna be Russia somewhere. It could be anything, to be honest. Let's just guess up here. Macedonia. Okay, not bad. I straight away clocked the letters. And ooh, come on. Come on, how the fuck you would guess this? I have no idea where is this. Yeah. Rush more. Do it faster next time. Double promotion. Are we like in silver already? I'm in double promotion. What does that mean? Why I'm not in silver? Okay, one more game because we got double promotion. So let's see. Whew. Vamos. Hey. This looks like Europe. Oof. This looks like Romania somewhere. I've been here before. It was. It could be Macedonia. It's not Germany. Come on. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Could have actually guessed from. Okay, this is gonna be somewhere here in Argentina. It's either Kazakhstan or Argentina. Can we guess? Can we get like any sign language? Okay, this is gonna be Kazakhstan. Could be like okay, but that's lucky guess. Not that I was lucky before. The fuck I supposed to know? Where is this? This is gonna be USA, like some salt production factory or lithium batteries where they make. Where do they make? I think it's gonna be like somewhere in USA. Let's just guess it. Oh, but they do not make batteries up there. They make it in Argentina, in Chile. Couldn't be Chile. Yeah. Well, good game, to be honest. Not too bad. 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 All right. I think we are done with today. Can we get something? Do we have something cool? Did we get something cool? Item? No. This. Everything is locked. New. Did we get anything? Daily coins. Okay. All right. Let's go do some coding magic. So, what are we going to be working on today? Today we gonna be working on the Biksie app, my application, which is currently actually released. This is the app, 100% generated with AI. This website, I mean, not the app. App actually I coded a lot. But this is the application we are currently working on and trying to do something different than what currently exists in the App Store, in the market. We started with a habit tracking application, but as you probably know, there is a lot of habit tracking applications in the market. Even simple check, we see Habitica, $5 million downloads. We have Loop, $5 million downloads. Habit Now, 5 million downloads, 5 million downloads. We have Discipline, 500,000 downloads. Habit Tracker, 500,000 downloads. There is no possibility for us to actually beat them in any way. We have something to provide, something to the market. 10 billion. The fuck? Okay, so this is not habit apps, it's just 10 billion downloads. Okay, but it's by Google. I thought by someone else. Like, holy shit, 10 billion. 10 million downloads. Okay, but this is I'm sober. Okay, so this is not habits, but like, yeah, kind of similar thing. Let's just check. Anyway, but like what I wanted to say, that to go into the market with a habit tracking application, it's pretty much impossible. It's insane. Now we actually provide a skin of the app. We provide some sort of different interaction for the users. that's cool. We have focus mode, we have tracking, we use instead of streaks, we use momentum, which is actually not updated. We show the 14 days moving momentum tracking, which is different than the streak. Streak is essentially requiring you to perform every single day. Momentum, it just shows the average in 2 weeks. Totally different concept. I do hate myself really badly the streaks. And streaks are something used, within all sort of different applications. So for example, Duolingo, I hate the streak counter there. I missed, for example, because of my birthday, because of my friend's birthday, a couple of days, I had to pay to not lose my streak of 200 days. And I don't want to lose 200 days streak. It's kind of annoying, but now I feel scammed. They just ask money for me having fun, essentially. And I find that shitty. As a user, I find it shitty. Because I do not have some coins, magical coins, what you ask me. So I have to pay €5 to save my streak. And that's just a horrible thing to do, in my opinion. That's why we have momentum tracking instead. We're not profiting from users for breaking their streaks. We want users to actually use our application rather than quit it after 300, continuous streak and one failure. It's a great idea. Still, I do not believe it's enough for the market, to beat the market, to go into 5 million plus downloads, having applications, and it's not possible to compete with such, apps. Because first of all, they have developers, they have budget for advertisements, they have user base who are actually liking the application and using them. So even to get them from those applications to mine is essentially, it's just impossible, because first of all, lack of features, lack of developers to create these features. And you need something very unique, like Habitica, gamifying, your habits. I do know that a lot of users complaining about this app, and it's just they just do not like it, there is a lot of people who do not like it. And you can find actually niche market, which is, for example, momentum tracking instead of streaks. And that was my approach to the niche market of the users who also hate streak counting, and that you need to pay for this streaks, etc. This was really good niche market as well. People loved it, you gamifying things. So what I remember, actually, my friend used this application, and he said that he just didn't like it, because he's 30 years old, and what the fuck I'm doing, collecting coins for the things, what I need to do daily. And I do feel habit tracking applications do have benefit of learning the habits and etc. But I personally do not use these applications, habit tracking apps, for learning new habits. For me personally, the app is more about accountability tracking. So I do enjoy to see, my 2-week progress or something like that, sometimes I have days where I don't do anything. For a week, for example, I don't do anything. But then after 2 weeks, I start working out again, and I kind of mentally beat myself up for that, because I think, you're such a loser, you do not work out, and just because I skipped a week. So I use these applications to just open it and see, actually I worked out for the past, half of the year. So this week it wasn't too bad to take off, 1 week off, and then I can just get back on track. So this is something we gonna discuss today, what we are making out of our application. So now looking at my app, I do see actually active users in here, but this is, I do believe, comes from the just opening the website. I made a huge mistake adding Firebase analytics to my website, to the biksie.com, because I do see the analytics tracking up here in the dashboard, and because it mixes together with my app, I actually sometimes do not know where the users are coming from, whether it's like just users using or it's like some crawler finding my website. I really need to unplug that and then see, you know, where the usage are coming from, because I have no idea of my, like, yeah, I just do not know if like people are using my app or website. And I do know that website probably is something that people find much more frequently than my app. What I didn't know actually that my app has 100 plus downloads. I didn't know that. I thought it's like 50 downloads, but 100 plus is something new, and it's good. I love that. So there are some activity in my app. There is like activity in my app, but like I said, habit tracking app is not something we wanna develop further. It is. We still gonna keep the habit tracking, but we're gonna do layer on top, and our focus not gonna be mainly habit tracking application. So what are my numbers of the app? We saw that we have 100 downloads. We can actually go to the dashboard and see how much of money we're making. And we are not making any money. We have one active subscription, and this is actually me. It's me who is active user of the application. But we had quite a few customers, and none of these customers are actually subscribed. And why is that? Because our app does not provide any functionality for the power users, and that was our premium subscription value. So we essentially have a freemium version of app. Users can use activities create up to 4 activities, and they can create 2 plans. And if they really like it, they can subscribe for what, like €2 a month. But what do they get out of the subscription? Well, they do get unlimited activities, and they do get unlimited plans. They also get something else out of it. This is our app in dark mode, which is not released, by the way. They do get something else, which is progress insights. And progress insights are essentially a heat map of how many days did you track, and you can just check on every single month. And obviously no one pays for that, because why the fuck you would pay for such activities, for such, you know, premium features, which is like, I would never pay for that. But I'm also Lithuanian, you know, maybe some American who is rich and who really loves, you know, the application would pay, or who sees the vision, you know. But that's not gonna be a lot of users. Out of 100 users, we see it's 0. So no one is actually using it. And no one is paying, and fully understandable. But now looking at the retention graph, we have very bad retention graph, and that's very normal, I think, for the new application, especially where we do not have enough of users, and we do not have enough of data to see. But as far as I know, our retention looks very bad. It's around something 3%. I'm actually not gonna pretend that I understand what I'm looking at, but I asked AI, and they essentially said, AI said that it looks like just 3% of the users are coming back to your app, which makes sense, even though we see up here 0%. We see like some sort of activities up here, but I do not know how that's calculated. It should be more than 100% because I'm actively using the application. Day 100% active users, okay. Day 3%. Okay, so this is last 42 days. And through 42 days we see some activity. We see people coming back. Here we have 2% and mainly 0. Anyway, and what is this? This is the user engagement, okay. Anyway, my point is that our user attention is very shitty. No one is coming back to the app, and if they do, you know, they probably quitting the application pretty fast after that. But we do have users coming in, so that's like a really good sign. Now, what are we switching towards to now? Let's talk about that. The vision for this app is something probably no one heard of. There are variations of this application, but nothing specifically what I have in mind for myself, at least, to use. So I do use variety of different tools. I use Notion for my life management. So I have like tasks in Notion, what I need to do throughout the day. I have calendar. I use Notion calendar. I use Google Calendar. I plan my day. I plan my daily tasks in there. I do variety of things in Notion. I do use Habit Tracker, which is my application. I use Notion also for my sprint planning for the application, for all the development work. I plan my streams in Notion. Notion is a great tool for doing all these things. But I'm missing one thing, is just a place, not like activity tracking and not a habit tracker, but some place where I can track my overall progress of life. And I had this idea at some point in my life, what would be really awesome to have. A vision, you know, like a dashboard where you have at home the thermostat, where it shows like all sorts of things, you know, about your home, the heat, the humidity, electricity, power usage, you know, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have something similar for my life, where I can see everything in a nutshell, rather than you know, seeing which habits I'm performing. So this is where the idea is coming from. It's not gonna be a dashboard, but I wanna encapsulate my progress towards different activities and what I do throughout the life in a single place. And that's the main idea of the app. It's not gonna be a task tracker. It's gonna be more like a milestone tracker. I do not want to have like the whole planning, priorities, you know, tasks and everything in this application. Maybe at some point, if we expand insanely and we have users and we make money and we need to figure out, you know, features, maybe at some point. But there are tools who are doing these things pretty well, like Notion. I love Notion. It has like all the things what I need in it. It has all the freedom what I need in it. everything what I need. I use free version of it, I don't need to pay for it, and it's enough for me. So I use that for tracking specific tasks, deadlines, everything. But up there I do not have an overview on how well I'm doing in life at all. And this is what we're gonna do with our app. Essentially, it's gonna be something similar to a habit tracker, and it's gonna be similar to milestone tracker, but we're gonna have goals up there as well. So we currently have an application, habits. If you look at the screen, we have habits up here, and we have plans on top of that. Users can create plans and add activities to those plans. So for example, I have morning reset and I have these habits that I'm tracking. So what's gonna happen in this application? We're gonna keep the activities, we're gonna have activities, plans gonna become goals, and we're gonna focus the application instead of habits, activities, how I call it. We're gonna focus on goals, and those goals can have habits or milestones. And milestones is essentially a huge task. It's not a planner, it's gonna be a milestone and activity tracker in a nutshell. So we do have the basics, we have the backbone of the whole app already in place. We do have the habit tracking functionality, which is gonna stay in the app. We're gonna we're gonna change the home screen, which is gonna be showing goals, and we're gonna move the habits inside the goals itself rather than what we have up here right now. A lot of different functionality coming into as well. We're gonna try to remove as much as possible from UI. We're gonna try to remove the navigation bar. We're gonna try to remove all the filtering on top. We're gonna move the calendar view inside the goals, and we're gonna try to implement much more of intuitive interaction with the application. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's what we want to do, and I think it's just good part of the stream to actually start jumping into it and start developing what we want to do, because there is a lot of work to be done. And I know that in previous streams we mentioned that we want to figure out what we want to do, and I know that in previous streams we talked about implementing the recovery mode in the app, and that was our next step. But I think recovery mode does not make sense in this new version of the application what we're trying to create right now. Maybe someday in the future it's something we're gonna actually try to implement specifically for habit tracking. But currently we're ditching the idea, we're pivoting with the app, and we start creating actual activity tracker rather than habit tracker. Now, there are challenges with this app and this idea. For example, momentum tracking. I think momentum tracking loses its value because currently it does work, but with the new app version, I don't think that's gonna be something useful. Just because momentum tracking depends on tracking the habits itself. So if we add different type of activities, for example, milestones, there is a difference between a habit which is tracked essentially repeatedly throughout the week, and a milestone which is tracked once. And then that makes momentum calculation kind of useless, in the sense that It makes it hard to calculate, but it's also hard for user to understand what does that mean. So we're gonna make changes with momentum tracking. We're gonna display it somewhere else, and I'm gonna show you later on. Actually, let's just jump into the designs. This is just idea of the design, and I kind of like that. I really enjoy this version of how the application looks like, because I want to keep the app as simple as possible. We do want to keep the mono colors, essentially black and white, but we wanna remove all the visual stuff that enhances the application, and we wanna focus on the interactivity and put like all the effort in there. I do think that black and white is good enough colors to actually to have a useful application. We do not need like a accent color or primary colors. We do not need to make the application essentially colorful to be useful. That's my logic here. We want to make it interactive and useful by essentially just nailing the interactivity. And that's our idea. And it's not gonna look exactly like this, but we're gonna take a pretty big inspiration from the screen, and this is what we're gonna try to display and work on today. So essentially we today trying to refactor the home screen, and we're gonna start working on it right now. Actually, I'm gonna take a break, 4-minute break, 4-minute break, and then we can start working on the coding itself and coding the application. I'm really hyped about this change because I think it's gonna make the application, first of all, much more useful for me personally. But I do think that you guys who are watching, probably no one right now, but I'm gonna upload this stream to the YouTube and probably some people gonna see it. But I think for you guys, this application gonna be useful as well, and I think it's something gonna be amazing to use. And yes, we're not gonna remove focus mode. We're just gonna enhance all of these things what we have in the application, and they're just gonna move places. I don't think we're gonna remove a lot of functionality from the app itself, because it's useful. I think it does serve a purpose. But I do think that there is a lot of unnecessary things, like this screen, Like, yes, you wanna manage it, but do you wanna have it, on the bottom bar? I don't think so. All you wanna do is actually open the application and use it. So that's our North Star, what we're gonna actually be focusing and moving towards this idea. Taking a break, be right back, and let's start. Alright, we are back. Back to doing back up to no good. Okay. So first things first, we want to switch to actually light mode, so that would be more visible on the stream what we are doing. And I think we need to make the app itself larger, the simulator larger, at least like that. And we do probably want to switch to no, actually for today we're gonna use the cursor. Right, so home screen. As you can see, we do have a plans up here on top. Let's quickly check. Oh, we already renamed actually the plans to goals before the stream started. So we do want to see in the main screen essentially these two, this plan and this plan. When you open the application, essentially you have to see the goals here, and it's gonna look something like that. You're gonna have just a title, pretty big, I think. I do not think we added a limitation how long the title can be. I do need to check that. Actually, can I do that right now? Do we have a limit? Oh wait, we need to disable the premium subscription. Let me zoom in. Does it say how much we zoomed in? I'll leave it something like that. I think it's good enough. Premium enabled. Let's say false. Will that actually work? No, so that not gonna work. And true should work, I think. Did you crash the app? Wait a second. Had to sneeze. Will that work? No, great. It does not matter, to be honest. For now. It does not matter. Actually, we can just limits. Limits? Yes. Activity limit, let's say 300 for now. And actually add 100 limit for plants. So we could see how the application working. Do we have a limit? Actually, we do not have the limit. We should probably add the limit. So user is gonna create insane little long titles. But it's a problem for later. So let's open the home screen, home page. Now thinking whether I should wipe code this and whether we want to actually create a V2 version of the homepage. I think this is what we want to do. Let me think about it. So this view gonna be essentially a detail page of the goal rather than the home screen. So let's do that. Let's create a home. Actually, we're gonna create up here home. Because wait, I think, wait a second, I think I have home v2 page already. Home v2 is something we experimented with as well, long time ago. And the home v2 page was home v2 page was about making the application like ChatGPT, something like that, where you essentially talk with the AI, not AI, but hard-coded AI, which is essentially just giving you give them command to the AI, you give commands, and it helps you create activities. And then you ask to show the tracking, it shows the tracking. So it's something we experimented, and maybe at some point we're gonna implement this because I like how that would look like. But turns out to actually create a list view with different widgets and everything else and commands is like pretty hard to do. Because for example, for creating activity, I wanted to have scenarios. So for tracking there is a scenario, for creating activity there is a scenario. But then using it and having different widgets and different interactions with these widgets becomes pretty cumbersome pretty fast. And I just didn't want to waste a lot of time in that. Okay, how do you open to the side? Split right. I swear I'm pro at this, at coding and creating stuff in Flutter. Home v3 page. Let's go. Can I have something like that for very beginning? Activity tracking page. My activities page. Is it something we use over here? I think the home page gonna look totally different. Let me think. I think right now what's happening is we have the home bar items over here. All of this navigation in the app. This is gonna be gone. So activity tracking page is something completely different. It's the screen of here itself rather than home page. Home page is overall the thing. Alright, so do we need any of this? No, actually we do not need any of this. What do we need in this screen is trying to think what the screen is most similar to. I think it's gonna be the most similar to my activities. I think we're gonna have a list with items. So it's gonna be so let's build that. What we want now to do is display this page. Okay, the home page is not displayed anywhere. It is displayed. Create home page. Let's create a widget. Create home v3 page. Home router v2. Let me quickly check the router. Wait, why this is home router v2? Is it home router v2? No. so confused. What is this home router v2? Is this for the home v2 page? I'm doing something wrong up here. I actually need to delete these things. Main router v2. I need main router. Here we are. Goes this one. And let's see how the home router is created. We have go router. And we have all of these things. Trying to figure out how the home router is working, because actually it's something I did not implement. It's something written by AI, and I did like the way it was written, so I just kept it. But the difficulty comes from actually displaying now, because it looks different the way it works, the router, right? Because we do not have anymore the stateful shell branches, which is essentially bottom navigation bar. We're gonna have something much more simple, and I think we just can create a home router. Split right. Let's create a home router v3. Home v3 router. We need something super simple. Let's import material. Build scaffold. Do we actually need a scaffold? Let me quickly check. Let me quickly check my activities, for example. Activity, archive, details, tracking, edit activity, my activities. Here we are. How does my activity router looks like? Right? Perfect. We need something like that. Don't need anything very difficult. And we're gonna have a build method up here. You don't even need build context for now. And essentially this is gonna return home v3 page. Let me quickly, actually let's implement this. Let's implement home v3 block. After a while we're gonna remove all the home v1, home v2. Essentially with what we're gonna stay, we're gonna keep that, but remove everything what we're not gonna use in the application. Because now we have like 3 versions of the app essentially. And this is something we do not want to. Let's do qubits. For now it's enough. Let's go back to my activity. Let's see what we do here. Block provider. Bam bam. Create. And we're gonna return block. And the child gonna be page. I think that's enough for us to be returning the home v3 screen. Now we want to check how it is built and where it's actually built. in the home router, okay. So instead of home router, we need to build this in the main router. Let's open main router. On navigate home, I'm gonna be up here. And this is where we create the home router, right? We do have factories here, and I wonder why we use these factories. What do these factories do? Factories just built routers, right? Yes. And we do have navigation in here as well. This is mainly for managing the dependencies. Now I'm thinking whether we're gonna need this or no. Let's just actually implement this, because I feel like at some point we're gonna need this, because in the application currently nothing gonna be there, but obviously with the time we're gonna add a lot of stuff, so this doesn't like hurt us to actually implement this in any way. Where is this factory? Let's add home v3 router factory. Bam bam. Straight away gonna actually pass it here final user. We're gonna need user. We're gonna need user eventually. Especially if you want to display. And then in the factory itself, build activity tracking page. So the way right now it works, essentially home is abstraction of all the screens up here, which sits on top. Now that's kinda removed. That is kinda removed. But that's good. That's what we want. And router factory gonna essentially return not this, but it's gonna return also widget, and we're gonna call it build home v3 page with a build context, and then we return this, not this. Dot build, yes. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now we have our factory. Let's just leave the user over here. We're gonna need it. I promise we're gonna use this. And now we have this up here. All right. Home router factory. Why do we store this locally? Factory instance tied to current user session. Oh, we resetting this after the subscription, I think. I do believe we do that, yeah, so that's the reason. This is the way it is. Navigate home v3. Something like that. But this has to be added somewhere. This must be added somewhere. crash the app, but let's see where we calling this. Check status, okay. This is the method itself. On refresh home, okay, on finish, out, okay. So we want v3 up here. We want v3 up here. And then we want, where is this? Navigate home. We want v3 up here. This, technically thinking, should now return us home screen, but I doubt that's gonna be the case. It should crash the app. Because we didn't add this one. It actually didn't crash. And it actually shows something what I did not expect it gonna show. Why did we see this one? How this has this? This is the home router. Okay, so we need something like that. Doesn't this, we do have this one. We have, oh, okay. Router base, and this is build. Why does it have build in? Okay. I'm thinking whether it's gonna have, yeah, it's gonna be something like that, I guess. Let's open simple version of it. And let's, but we do have a build method, which is essentially not used, okay. So this is for building the page. Okay, so factory is for building the pages. That does make sense. Why do we do this then? We want something like that. We're gonna figure out soon why it shows the old menu, but for now let's just do this. Home 2, yes, and then we need to check the create method, which is should be totally different list, route base, create method. And what do we need? Factory. Okay, that makes sense. We do this. Then we return a list. In this list we're gonna have go route. Path gonna be, what path gonna be? Home v3, let's say, okay? For now. And then we're gonna have page builder. Context up here, state up here, and that gonna essentially return return no transition page which builds home v3 page. That looks about right, to be honest, and that's what we want to do. Now if we go up here, the factory provider, factory, let's call it factory. I think factory makes more sense. Now this is like a lot of magic happening, but we did split the responsibility for navigation into separate routers. Majority of the apps who are using the Go router, the way it's gonna be implemented is essentially gonna be it's gonna be one router. In very rare cases, someone gonna create actually multiple of them. But that's my approach to creating multiple different routers, and because we're using the not monolith approach but package approach, where we split every single feature into a separate package. That essentially means that every single feature probably should have its own router. Not necessarily, for example, create activity doesn't actually need to have its own router, but the activity tracking, for example, should have home screen, should have, you know, because you do want to open the detail page. Where this detail page should be open from? Probably from home router. And if you want inner screens to actually go inside of the application, then you would probably use the activity tracking page router for that. So that's the logic, the way we actually implementing it. Okay. And what do you don't like up here? And how do you do it up here? Okay, if it's nullable. Okay, so that's like so annoying. What's your issue? Argument type home v3 router factory function can be assigned to the parameter home v3 router factory. So it shouldn't be a function. Okay. Let's do that. As far as I understand, this is how it's supposed to be working right now. Should work right now, I mean. We do crash. Crashing is a great news. It means that something is working. So we do want to provide nullable, and we do want to open the okay, this is authentication, factory provider. Let's see what we do. This is nullable. Let's just open to the right, and let's just go up here and see how we can actually do that. This is a little bit annoying thing. Factory. Factory provider. Now I see where the stupid name came from. The function can be unconditionally invoked because it can be null. And what do you mean by that? Oh, because it's that, right? So you need function. This is why it's called provider, yes. Dummy me, silly me. And then we have provider, okay. And then we should have something like that. This is why it's a function. Okay, I get it. I get it now. This is probably not the smartest way to implement this because I feel like this might cause some issues. Can it be nullable at some point? It probably can. But yeah, this is future me problem, I guess. And this is gonna be home. Bravo. Done. Pretty much done with the whole implementation. Now it's just easy part, the design. You know, now it's easy part. Okay, so now what's now? We have user. Let's go straight away to the home page. In the home page, we want to have what? We want to have a list. Let's quickly check the designs. Will we have something like that? Good morning. Do we want it to say good morning? It's probably a nice addition. I feel like if we would remove this part, the screen only would have a list of tiles like that. Maybe that's cleaner. Does the good morning serve anything? Obviously we're not implementing it right now, so let's just leave it. Let's have the card. Something like that. So we're gonna have for now what? Center. Instead of center, we probably want to have a list view. List view builder. Separated. It's like index. I think it's just index, right? The term container. What do we have? Widget, context and index. Okay. I think we need context. What's your problem? The construction being called isn't a constant constructor. Okay, so why did you make it const? Huh? Okay, finish it for me, please. Perfect, exactly what we wanted. We want a what? Plan. We're gonna have activity plans, right? And with ID title, we do have order and activities in it. Yes, we need activity plans. Let's just final block. Let's provide the block. We want to have like that something. Page state. Stream list activity plan page state. How do we do that? How we wanna do that? Yes, like that. Let me think about it. Because we're gonna have loading state, right? So we want to display loading animation, we want to display error state. So probably we want to display, instead of list of activity plans, we want to have like some sort of page state, which then could be error, it can be error, it can be empty state. No, we can just keep the list and then it can be empty and we can deduct it as empty from that. For now, let's just, I guess, have a behavior subject and then see it with activity plans. Let's just do 10 of them. Perfect. Page state, okay, and what do you don't like it here? Yes, we want to fix this. Okay, value data, final, something like that for now. And then we want to have widget plan tile. Now we are making huge mistake of here because it's not a plan tile, it's a goal tile, and we're gonna need to rename that at some point. Now the goal tile, come on, I like don't wanna rename everything. Do not get ahead of our thinking. All right, so now the way it's supposed to look like, it's gonna be something like this. I see that we're not gonna actually manage to implement this in one stream, and we're probably gonna need to cut the stream short in around 20 minutes. I think we done quite a lot today, and we actually progressed with the whole app. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to finish it yet, but let's just see how much we can do. We want huge titles, and obviously this is something, it has like a lot of labels which we're not gonna have, but we're gonna have something similar maybe to velocity, progress bar, or a strong labels. We need to figure out how we're gonna display the progression on each goal. So it doesn't mean that it's gonna be totally empty and just title. We're gonna have something in it, but for now it's probably gonna look more something like this. So for that we need a child, and the child should be probably in what, in a column, I think. I did get a warning. Age 6. Live streaming with an adult present. If you are under 16 and would like to participate in a live stream from an account owned by adult, that adult must be visibly present in the live stream. But you think I'm not 18 years old? Eh? If you're okay, you just disappeared. I don't know, I got like a warning that I'm underage performing in a stream. Copywriters say, oh, it can be for anything. You have zero idea why I'm getting this. Avoid the restrictions on your YouTube live streaming. I'm not sure why. I would be getting these restrictions, but something maybe I need to figure out later on. Every single stream I posted and video got copyrighted because I was playing royalty-free music, which wasn't royalty-free music, but it was advertised on the website that it's royalty-free music, and everyone was saying that's royalty-free music. Turns out no. Every single shitty music that I played wasn't royalty-free, and that's so annoying because I could have played something much better, you know. I play shitty music and what? Like, why I'm getting these warnings? I do not understand. Shut up. Let me quickly check what's happening. Could be nothing, but let's just quickly check why it would be giving us errors. Not even errors, it's just warning. What do we have? Doesn't say anything over here. Let me quickly check. Why would be I getting the strike warnings? I bet it's because of the music. It cannot be because I'm swearing on the stream. It wouldn't make sense. Stop, why I'm getting these errors. No, I'm already streaming, come on. We have a couple of upcoming, I'm not sure why they are here. Alright, so we have this live. It's excellent, it says. Heads up, we detected audio in your stream belonging to someone else. No, but like, come on, I'm listening to detecting audio. Detect this audio. So annoying, like, come on with this music, I can't even like play anything which is like a little bit similar to anything. Can't play music, these streams have to be silent. This is what I feel like sometimes. I just don't understand why it's giving me warnings right now when we were streaming for quite a bit previously, and I never received any warnings, and then I just got, it's like some new functionality probably. Alright, let's continue coding. It's not many minutes left, 10 minutes or so. Let's get something on the screen what looks at least similar to what we wanna have. We want also a app bar, even though we do not use it. Okay, we don't want this ugly. We want something nice. For example, like this. And then we want has drop shadow to set to true. Perfect. Can we actually quickly check? Yeah, we cannot. Oh, we actually can. Alright. Modify. Preview. Can I? Yeah. Select all. Can you? Fucking hell. Okay, whatever. Like I'm trying to figure out the margins, but I feel like margin is gonna be 24. Let's add margins. All. Let's add 24. Meh. But we also need a app theme here. We want app theme here. I really like right now, like I just want to buy, music for my stream, which I could reuse it for continuous playing because it's just crazy. Like this obviously gonna get copyright. I do not have any views, but like I see how if someone is earning money out of this, or like YouTube videos, and you just fully getting like cut off from the income from a single stupid song that you play. It's like a shitty song. Like, come on, what money do you want for this shitty song? I mean, it's like background noise. This is what it is, not a song. It's not like I'm playing Kanye West, newest album or something like that. But this is ridiculous. Imagine you go to a job and then they cut your salary for a month because you start listening to music while you're working. Imagine that. This is how it feels, to be honest. I understand when you like a huge streamer, It's like, yeah, you are insane, streamer, you make millions every single stream, obviously makes sense that you think about it. Like right now, come on, don't be ridiculous. Need to check how we actually use the theme. We use the text styles actually, not from the theme itself. So we need to do something like text styles dot heading. What we're gonna do, heading maybe H1. Can be H1. Or is it gonna be too big? Let's see. No, let's do H1 actually. Wait, what? Am I tripping or not? Bold version? Bold version is smaller than... Maybe I'm just tripping. It somehow for me started looking like it's smaller than the not bold version of the font. Let me just check because I'm now... No, it's 32 on both. There's just thickness, yeah. Okay. Let's see how that looks like. I think we want H2 maybe even. Let's, yeah, that works. Let me give something more meaningful. Let's say YouTube career. This is what we're gonna be tracking, for example. YouTuber career. Can we try to make running my first marathon? No, come on, like this was playing long time ago, this song, while giving these warnings. My first marathon. Making YouTube videos. Losing 10 pounds. Maybe you should lose 10 pounds. It looks ugly AF. But I feel like we're gonna work on the style next stream, and this is where we're gonna actually hook the logic, where we're gonna fetch the goals. We did like maybe like that on a smaller screen. It's gonna look gigantic, right? What are we gonna do also here? I think this looks much better, right? Then bold, and then smaller. We want to have something like that. I feel like later on, when we're gonna add more labels, then it can be bold, because the labels, for example, up here, it looks good just because it has like a subtitle, you know, it has labels around it, so it makes it look much better, you know, than thin ones. But for now, I think this is what we're gonna have. And this is pretty much how the application gonna look like. Users gonna open the app and they're gonna see their goals, and there won't be much on the screen. It's not gonna be any navigation bars. It's not gonna be actually, now I'm thinking this is kinda shitty. It's not gonna be easily, I'm not gonna be able to implement this very easily. We could add like, so idea was that we're gonna have, for example, focus mode, right? And users just gonna push slide from the bottom, and it's gonna activate the focus mode. That was the idea. But now I'm looking at it, because we have a list of goals up here, and it's because it's a list, users obviously gonna be scrolling up here. So unless we're gonna add overlay up here with the arrow, some sort of arrow to go to focus mode, and then we nicely gonna animate, essentially switching to the focus mode. Yeah, this is something we need to think about it. Also, I had another interaction where you long click on the background, and then you see a menu. But now I'm thinking that this is not gonna be even possible, because every single, if you're gonna have a lot of goals, you're essentially gonna be long clicking on the goal all the time. You're not gonna have the background. Yeah. So bottom navigation start making sense. Little bit, but we're gonna figure out something. Obviously, focus mode can be added on top as a button somewhere up here, and then it would be essentially switching to it. And then the rest of the menu, long clicking essentially on the goal, we're gonna have like some sort of menu. But now I'm thinking where we're gonna add all the other menu items, where usually it was it was usually in the bottom navigation bar, but now we kind of lost that space. We could have like some sort of button up here, which is essentially you click on it and then you present it with some sort of menu. That would be one way to do it. We could have a drop down menu up here. Essentially you press up here and then you present it with arrange goals, profile, settings. Something we need to think about. All right, I think this is it. This is a wrap up of this stream. I think I introduced pretty well what we're gonna be trying to achieve and why the initial application idea wasn't working, at least for me personally. And we have a little bit of data to support the idea that it wasn't working because people weren't using the application. Obviously it's 100 users, so it's super hard to tell from 100 users whether they just were lacking the features or they didn't like the application, or it's just they are not willing to migrate from the application they used for a while. It's pretty much impossible to say just from the analytics and 100 users that downloaded the application. But that's my suspicion why users not using the application. Because if I was using some other habit tracking application and I have like hundreds of hours already put in and hundreds of hours of tracking of habits, I do not want to move to another application. So yeah, that's my ideation, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, this stream, and yeah, let's see you next time. And I think next time it's either gonna be on Thursday or it's gonna be next Monday around 9 o'clock. So thank you very much for watching, and please, yes, go check it out my app, and see you Monday. Bye bye.